My dear introverted intuitive feeler, I'm here today with you because I wanted to remind you that having moments of insecurities is completely natural and normal. Most often when we talk about insecurities, we talk about them as if they're bad, as if we feel them, then there's something fundamentally wrong with us and we have to change those things about ourselves. But what if there was another way of looking at insecurities? What if our insecurities were actually loving messages from our subconscious mind? And what if the things that we feel apprehensive about are actually these hidden messages whispered from the deep nooks of our minds to our conscious thoughts and our conscious actions? Most of us experience those insecurities, especially in our most meaningful relationships. Can you relate? You know, it could be our friendships or business partnerships or our significant others or our children. And it's completely normal to feel those pangs of anxiety with these meaningful relationships. After all, they're important to us. Maybe if they weren't so important to us, we wouldn't care so much. The thought of losing those relationships can send like a physical reaction through our body, or psychological or emotional thunderbolt of fear into our souls. And, you know, some of us feel sick to our stomachs. I've certainly been there. Some start thinking obsessive thoughts, and some are really overcome by emotional reactions, such as like fight or flight or freeze or fawn. Can you relate? Unfortunately, when we feel beside ourselves with insecurity, we tend to become irrational. So we can act irrationally because of that insecurity, or we can judge ourselves for having those feelings of insecurity, for feeling insecure, or both. And that can't be productive, and that can't be great for actually continuing to keep the connection with our loved one. What would happen if in that moment of that drive to feel the terror of insecurity or behaving irrationally, we could press pause for a second and try and hear that message that our subconscious mind is whispering into our ear? What would we hear? What would it be? What would the message be? Maybe it would be that you're afraid of losing this person. And maybe you're afraid of losing this person because you haven't yet fully learned to love and accept and validate yourself. That's certainly been the case in my situation over the years as I've been growing. Would it maybe be that you know that you're in the wrong relationship for now, and just because you might be in that relationship just because you haven't learned to be alone? Perhaps your culture sees being single as a sign of defect. Would it be that you were taught to compete for everything, including your partner's attention, and that if they don't consider you as the main priority, that then there's something fundamentally wrong with you? So if you think about that, you know, where are your insecurities actually originating from? Be they relationship insecurities or career insecurities or money insecurities or health insecurities. You know, what message is that insecurity trying to send you? Is it that you've yet to discover your wonderful, beautiful, funny self? Is that it? Is it that you've compromised yourself for way too long for other people's sake, for their emotional landscape, and not being ready to really step into your authentic life? Is it that your true sense of self is buried underneath that rubble of shame and trauma and intergenerational hurt and societal conditioning. I'm here to remind you that you're not those things. I'm here to remind you who you really are. You're not your insecurities. You are who you are beneath your insecurities. And that's what your insecurities are trying to tell you. And I would love to see you chip away those layers of hurt and conditioning and that prickly protection that you had to build around you and your soul to protect it. Not so that you can be exposed, but that you can be celebrated. I see you. I get to bask in the light of your brilliance. And when I do, I see who you really are. I remember who you are in your soul. Now you go. Can you remember who you are and show us through inspired action? I'd love to see that. I'd also love to hear your main takeaway from today's session. What spoke to you about today's topic? Please let us know. Or if you want to take a deeper dive with us into this topic, join us at our online academy, sunnilov.com. Look after yourself and stay safe.